Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Jeremiah Jackson, docket number 20-696FH. This is the time set for sentencing. Mr. Jackson, before we go any further, could you just confirm for me that you are in agreement with us doing the sentencing remotely with you in the jail instead of bringing you to the courtroom?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. You were convicted of felonious assault, that is a felony punishable by up to 4 years in prison. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You are represented by Ms. James. And Ms. James, have you had a chance to go through the pre-sentence report with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Do you have any additions, deletions, or corrections?
Yes, I do have one addition or one correction to the cover page.
Okay.
Down under prior records, under juvenile record, it has no, that should be a yes.
I think that's correct. So I'll change that to yes. And you said that was your only one, Ms. James?
My only one to the factual content. I also have to change to the guidelines when you do that.
Good. And that was my next question, so you can go ahead with that.
I do on the very last page, down under offense variable 13 should be a 0. And that would change the total OV to 20.
Wait, hold on. Do the people agree with this?
Your Honor, we'll have no objection to that change.
Okay, then 0, and as you said, Ms. James, that changes to 20, and then the OV level?
To 2. And that would then change the sentencing guideline range to 0 to 17 months.
Okay. Then I've made all of those changes, and that is that we are now on the guidelines at a C2 range of 0 to 17 months. And did the people have any corrections to the report or any other objections to scoring?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
And is there a victim who wishes to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, Ms. Hawkins is here in the room with us. If she doesn't want to speak, I can speak on her behalf. But Ms. Hawkins, now is your chance to speak to the court if there's anything you'd like to say.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but before you begin, if you're going to make a statement, could you please first state and spell your name for the record?
Yes, Tashana Hawkins, T-A-S-H-A-U-N-A, Hawkins, H-A-W-K-I-N-S.
Thank you. Go right ahead.
Yes, I just want to briefly state that I wanted the no contact order to be dropped, as well as any any charges. I know that it's already been picked up, but I just wanted to just put out there that if so, possibly if any charges can be dropped, to drop them. But if not, I mean, I'm fine with it. I just want to make sure that the no contact order in place is to be dropped.
All right. Thank you for being here and for your comments, Ms. Hawkins.
Thank you so much.
And do the people wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. We reached the plea agreement in this case after this case was pending for a while, and the defendant went over to the victim's house while on bond, which this court knows, and against the no contact order. And unfortunately, Ms. Hawkins has come in a couple times and said she didn't want to go forward and she wanted to dismiss the case. And then we learned later that she felt threatened or influenced by the defendant or his family. And I'm not saying that's what happened here today. I'm just saying that has been the course of this case. And we reached this plea agreement because after the defendant's while this was pending, went to her house against the no contact order. And so I understand what she's requesting. I would ask the no contact order remain in place until we verify that she is safe and that, I know this court's typically will leave him on the no contact order in place for a few months while he's on probation. I do think the other recommendations are appropriate. I think that he hasn't really had the opportunity to get the intensive counseling at Pat's. I think that's appropriate. And I also think the other recommendations are as well. And so I would just ask, because of the course of this case and how it's gone, in spite of what Ms. Hawkins is asking for, that we don't lift the no contact order until we can be sure that there's a reason to do so. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Ms. James, your comments, please.
Yes, Your Honor. I have read the recommendations, and I will say that I agree in part and disagree in part. I'll start by saying that I totally agree that Mr. Jackson definitely needs the recommendations, the treatment services, PATS, domestic violence treatment, and the educational program. However, I disagree with the recommendation of the 180 upfront days in jail. I feel it would be more beneficial to release Mr. Jackson on probation, of course, with tethered supervision at Your Honor's discretion, so that he can immediately begin treatment and services that he needs. He has already served 57 days, so almost 2 months in incarceration on this matter. On incarcerated, he has completed 4 weeks of CATS, the anger management program. He has earned trustee status as well. Your Honor, because of these services and that he needs, I think it would be a benefit for him to get out and immediately get started on those. I see no reason for him to delay starting this if that's, even the recommendation is saying that's what he needs. So I respectfully ask Your Honor to release Mr. Jackson on a probationary period, of course, with tethered supervision left to Your Honor's discretion, and allow him to immediately begin treatment. The services that are recommended, he cannot receive while incarcerated. And again, I would like to highlight that the victim did give an impact statement inside of the PSI, and she also alluded to in there the same thing she said today, that she does not think any further jail is warranted.
All right, thank you. And now you, Mr. Jackson, is there anything you wanted to say?
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to say, since I've been in jail, I have changed. I've been working on myself to be a better man. Me and the victim, we had previous issues, but, pretty much all that stuff, we, just like pretty much got work done and stuff like that. I know she's a mother of 2, which I helped take care of her kids with her. I know that's probably been harder on her since I've been in here and stuff like that. Because their father not in their life, so I stepped up, and I've been there for them since 3 years now. And I just want to be able to get out, do what I got to do, finish my probation, do anger management, and just pretty much get out, take care of my family, take care of my dad. I know my dad just had a major surgery. He's not in the best of health right now. He's been asking for me. I've been talking to him on the phone. He's just been like, he need help and stuff. So I just want to be able to get out and help my dad before his health or anything get any worse. And, I just want to apologize to the courts, apologize to the victim, apologize to my family, and, I just want to better myself and finish school and stuff.
All right, thank you. Well, Mr. Jackson, I can understand why Ms. Hawkins has made the request that she's made, but you are here on sentencing for a felonious assault where it is a domestic relationship, and you have 2 previous convictions for domestic assault and battery, misdemeanors, of course, but nevertheless, very much a concern to me as I sentence you here today. I'm not saying that you can't go forward and do better. I think that you can, but I am certainly not willing to lift a no contact provision or to go without any further sanction on this case when you have a pattern of activity here and assaults towards people that you're in a domestic, intimate relationship with. And I think there has to be some impact, some statement being made to you that this is unacceptable, that it will be met with swift and certain punishment every time that it happens in order to deter future conduct like this by you. So I'm going to place you on probation for a period of 24 months, 180 days in jail with credit for 57 days served. You have to pay $130 to the Crime Victims Fund, $68 in state costs. I'm waiving supervision fees, costs to the county in the amount of $250 based on the State Court Administrative Office calculated average cost of a criminal case in Ingham County. Additional conditions of probation are: you may not use or possess alcoholic beverages or controlled substances. You must comply with both drug and alcohol testing as your agent directs. You may not use marijuana recreationally or in violation of the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act. You must participate in an adult education or GED program as directed by your agent. You must complete any mental health or domestic violence or batterer intervention that is referred for you by your agent. You must waive confidentiality and allow any treatment you're in to disclose information about you to your agent upon your release from jail. And I'm not prohibiting any of your standard early release type provisions, so you'll still earn those, but upon your release from jail, you'll be on MDOC tether for a period of 120 days. You must not engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You must not have any contact with anyone you know to have a felony record. You may not change your residence unless you first get written permission from your agent. You may not possess any weapon while you're on probation. You must allow the agent into your home at any time. You must submit to a search of your person or property without need of a warrant. Report any changes to your agent within 24 hours. And you may not have any verbal, written, electronic, or in-person contact with Tashana Hawkins, either directly or through another person. And you may not be within 500 feet of her residence, school, or place of employment. I'm not saying that I'll never remove the no contact provision while you're on probation, but at the very least, before I remove it, I like to know from the probation agent that you've complied with any batterer intervention or other programming that we put in place for you, and that it is with the agreement and recommendation of the agent. And then the next condition of probation is that you must make genuine efforts to find and maintain employment a minimum of 30 hours per week. And I will go with the recommendation on the no contact with anyone who has a felony conviction, that we will accept out your brother, Michonne Jackson. And I also want to remind you that when you are released from jail, you must make contact with the probation department within 24 hours. That's, well, I should say within 1 business day, because it doesn't include weekends, but within 1 business day, you should be in touch with your agent. That's especially important since you're going on tether for 120 days and they need to get that put in place. Mr. Jackson, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to assist you in doing that. If you're making a request for one, you have to make it within 42 days of today's date. There is a form through which you do that, and we will make sure that it is sent to you. You should just be aware that the request for an attorney and to start an appeal does start running from today, and that's the 42 days that I referred to. So unless you have any questions, Mr. Jackson, that'll conclude our hearing on this.
Nope, I know, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, and you can